What's up, everybody? Welcome into your NFL Pregame Show. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Sunday. Just a wonderful time, man. It's a wonderful time. My name is Rob Trujillo. I do sports talk radio here in Denver, and I will be your host today. Our guy Sturls, I didn't even bother to text him. It's a weekend in Vegas for our guy Sturls, so you know what kind of trouble that can cause. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin the fun. I'm a little upset at him. I'm not going to lie to you. But I don't want to ruin the fun. Man works hard. Deserves to have his good time in Vegas. Could have taken us with him. We all could have gone to Vegas. I could have done the show live from a sports book there. Could have bet all the NFL games live there. Could have had a little fun. But, you know, some people love you and some don't. And it turns out Sturls doesn't love us, guys. That's our big takeaway today. It's the one thing that we take away from the show today is that Sturls doesn't love us. No, I'm just kidding. I tried to get a couple other people to pop on, but everybody was busy, which means you're stuck with just me doing the NFL pregame show. But that's okay. My picks are normally better than his anyway. The Colts and Patriots playing live in Frankfurt right now. Well, I shouldn't say live. They're at halftime. And the game is just as boring as you thought it would be. 7-3, the Patriots lead at halftime. I'm so glad I don't have to bet this game. I might watch it for an in-game play as we're kind of chatting, going through the NFL pregame show. Last week, I gave you Dolphins plus 17.5 when they were at their worst, and that ended up hitting as an in-game bet. So I will keep an eye on this Colts-Patriots game and see if it gets to a place where I like it. But normally to middle, you want a game that there's a lot of points in, and 7-3 at halftime should say it all to you. Of course, we'll go through, run down every NFL game and bet them. But first, I need to get the pre-rolls off. So throw your questions in the chat if you've got any fantasy, survivor, daily fantasy, whatever questions you have, feel free to throw them in the chat. We're going to run a quick 60-second ads here to turn off the pre-rolls, and then we will be right back to discuss the NFL day that will be. Okay, welcome back to your NFL pregame show. I'm Rob Trujillo, and perfect timing as the second half in Frankfurt, Germany has just kicked off. So 7-3, Colts leading, and they just got the ball for the start of the second half here. I don't know if they go down and if the Colts go down and score here, you could probably get Patriots plus 7, something like that, and I still wouldn't be crazy about doing that. Like I said, the middle of these games, you normally want high-scoring games, lots of points. I don't know that I trust the Patriots, but, you know. All right, let's fly through today's games. First one is an absolute beaut. I'm so excited about this game. 49ers at Jaguars. Now listen, there's lots of things that betting people will tell you is an issue that you need to be worried about. East or West going east. 11 o'clock start. Always tough. Always tough. Because it feels like they're playing a game at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, what's the 49ers schedule like? Do they practice at 8 o'clock in the morning? I don't know. You know what I mean? So if they practice at 8 o'clock in the morning every day, then not a big deal. But it's always something that bettors think about. 2, maybe your longest flight in the NFL. Like San Francisco to Miami or Seattle to Miami is your longest, I would bet. So San Francisco to Jacksonville is like top 10 longest flights in the NFL. It's brutal. It's tough. Looks like a lot of people betting on the Niners with the full field goal. It's Niners -3, minus the field goal. It's Niners -3, and they're trying not to move that line because it's plus 120. So they don't want to give you the extra half point. Jaguars at home getting a 3-point, little extra love there. 3 points at home for a team that's leading their division and is 6-2 is wild to me. It really is. They want you to bet on the Jags. I don't know why. Even money to bet the Jags plus a field goal. I was on this bet earlier in the week. I'm still on it now. Just making sure I don't put it in twice. But I mean, maybe I would because I love it. Both teams coming off a bye. Both teams should be rested. Oh, I didn't put it in. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's put it in. Jaguars +3 is going to be my pick here. I'll take the even money. The full field goal is absolutely gorgeous, right? Because lots of times you get 2.5, something like that, and it drives me nuts. Full field goal here is great. Niners lost 3 in a row, and you want to say to yourself, they can't lose 4 in a row. They went and made a big trade. There's no way they can actually go and lose a 4th game in a row, but they're coming off a bye. They're playing a good Jaguars team. They have to fly across the country. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. All these things that I talked about, they're beat up still. I mean, they're coming off a bye, so they should be healthier, but still beat up. Oh, it just moved. There you go. Bang. They were trying to get you. It was my bet. It was my bet that pushed it over the edge. They were trying to get you to take 3 points. Oh, there it goes back. Okay, so it's floating between 3 and 3.5. You can, of course, go into the spread and pick if you want one of those more than the other, whichever is better for you money-wise. I took the Jaguars at even money +3. And I think the Jaguars are just a little bit underrated because of the logo, because of their colors. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it has anything to do with how good of a team they are. I think people just have a hard time believing that the Jaguars are good, and that's part of the hesitancy here. But I like the Jaguars here to cover the 3. All right, what's next? Texans, Bengals. Texans getting 5.5 in this game. C.J. Stroud has been ridiculous. Even in some of the games that he's lost, he has had crazy comebacks and stuff like that. I'm thinking particularly of the Atlanta game. So his record could even be better than 4-4. But here the Texans are with a young head coach and a rookie quarterback at 4-4 and in the fight for a playoff spot in the AFC. Now, when you look at the AFC, I think there's going to be a lot of teams hovering around 400 or 500. I think it's going to be real tough to make that last playoff spot because I think there's going to be like 10 teams available for it. Yes, like 10. Like literally everybody in the AFC, maybe except for the Patriots and the Colts. So 8. There's a whole bunch of teams that are going to be around 500 looking for that playoff spot. So I think the Texans fall off. I also, late in the year, you wonder if there's a rookie wall for C.J. Stroud. I think it's less important at the quarterback position. In fact, he probably is doing a little bit better as time goes on, figuring out defenses, figuring out the NFL, so on and so forth. So, in my head, I like the Texans, but maybe only for the next few weeks is kind of where my head's at. Like, if you want to bet the Texans, try to find a spot over the next few weeks to bet them. Maybe towards the end of the season, lay off them just a little bit, but we'll play it week by week, of course. Bengals finally look like they're getting healthy. Good win against the Bills last week. Better win against the Niners the week before. -5.5 at home, though. They played some close games, but they're going to break out here at some point. Like, they beat the Bills. They could have beat them worse. They really could have. They could have put their foot on their throat, and they didn't. Part of the credit for that goes to the Bills for not laying down. But the final score was a 6-point game, I feel like the Bengals are due to explode here a little bit, one time or another. So, you know what? I'm going to take the Bengals here. I'm going to lay the 5.5 and trust Joe Burrow to get healthy, be right, and that wide receiver core to be phenomenal. Texans have a good team, a young team, but they don't have the defense to cover those wide receivers for the Bengals. So I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points. Dr. Eagle, second game that I did. First game was 49ers Jags, and I'm all over the 3 points the Jags are getting at home, with 49ers going west to east and an 11 o'clock start. So that was the first game that we did. Texans Bengals, second game that we did, and I like the Bengals -5.5 at home, despite the fact that I spent a whole bunch of time fluffing the Texans. But thanks for jumping in, Dr. Eagle. Appreciate you. As always, if you got fantasy questions, betting questions, bring them. Let's go. Our guy Sterl's passed out on a bench somewhere in Vegas. Because he doesn't care to, be here for you guys. But I do. I care to be here for you guys. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that we can get our bets in together. Patriots got a turnover in Frankfurt here, and I might be more inclined to bet Indy plus points than I am to bet the Patriots plus points if I'm looking for an in-game. So if the Patriots go get a touchdown here and I can get a couple points for Indy, maybe I do that. But it's not a super savory game to bet either way. I'll be completely honest with you. All right, next game. Packers and Steelers. God, how do the Steelers are 5-3, and they keep getting to play just god awful teams where I don't want to pick them to win, but I feel like I have to. They're not that good. Their defense is, but they're not that good. How many times we got to do this? Ugh, kills me. So the spread right now is -3. I'm just going to take a peek in here and see what it would cost me to get -2.5. 140. Wow. That's a lot. So they're trying to get people to bet on the Packers, and I can see why. Oh, God, I just don't think it's a good matchup for the Packers. The only thing the Packers can do offensively is run the football. And that front seven of the Steelers is good. Trying to figure out how I can convince myself to bet on the Packers here. I just can't do it. Their defense is okay, but I mean, it should be a good matchup with the Steelers. They traded away one of their best corners. Yeah. No, I'll take the Steelers. Unfortunately, this pains me. It hurts. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I don't think the Steelers are a good team. I really don't. But I find myself every week. Yeah, right, Dr. Eagle. It's 100% right. They just get it done. And whether it was that Ravens game or Titans game, like they just find ways to win. Had a little mini bye, so 10 days off. Yeah, I like the Steelers at home. I'll lay the 3 points and pay the 120 because they just win, man. And somehow they'll be 6-3 and could possibly be leading this division. Like, it's crazy because I don't think they're that good of a team. Speaking of teams that I don't think are that good of teams, Titans Bucks. Oh, another one that pains me. I've liked the Buccaneers since the beginning of the year. I think there's remnants of a championship team there, which makes it really easy to be a good team if you have the remnants of a championship team. You just need good coaching and good quarterback play. And Todd Bowles has just pooped all over that franchise. I think he is just an awful coach. I really do. I think he's a horrid head coach. And I think if he's not their coach last year, that team is way more successful than they were. I don't know how the whole Bruce Arians thing went down. If Tom Brady said, I'm not playing if Arians is coach, then you got to do what you got to do. But if Bruce Arians is the coach of this team, I bet they're at least 4-4, if not 5-3. So I like the Bucks. I say all that to say I like the Bucks a lot. Who is Will Levis? What is this Titans team? They are the same thing as the Steelers to me. Incredibly frustrating, but somehow I just find myself having to pick them to win every week. And I don't want to. I do not want to pick the Titans to win. I don't want to do it. But it feels like that's the play here. Titans plus 2.5 is minus 105. God, what would it be if you're plus? Let's go back into the spread here and see what plus 3 would look like. Get the whole field goal. For only 120, you can get the whole field goal. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll do Titans plus the field goal. I still don't believe that Will Levis is like actually really good. But they can run the ball. Vita Vea's back. Baker's been inconsistent. Yeah. I'll take the Titans, and I'm going to bet it up to 3 points instead of the 2.5. You pay minus 120 for that. But that's okay. So I'll bet it up for a full field goal on the Titans plus 3 points. You should be able to go into your spread and get that no matter what service you're using to bet. God, I just hate that I have to bet on the Titans. It hurts. Oh, now all the games are out of order. That's fantastic. Let's go back and see what we're doing here. Because games started? Like, why was that like that? Interesting. Okay. Saints and Vikings. I have been on a crusade since this year started to convince Gabs that the Saints blow nuts. They're not a good football team. And the fact that they're 5-4 is, to me, more of an indicator of the fact that they play in the NFC South and their crossover division is the AFC South than the fact that they're actually a good team. You've seen Carr flip out on the sidelines, flip out on teammates. Their defense is decent, but I don't like it, and I don't like them for this matchup. I love Josh Dobbs making a home debut. I've got a soft spot for him, so maybe I'm looking through rose-colored glasses. I will fully and freely admit that. I think the story is great. I love the kid. I love the fact that he's super smart. I hate the fact that he has to bounce around to teams, but he always answers the bell when he does. I think that place is going to be electric for the 5-4 Vikings. Dude, who's not on the Dobbs wagon, Dr. Eagle? Like, I hear you. Who's not on the Dobbs wagon? What a freaking story that is. That's so awesome. And, like, even when he does well for people, they don't want him. Do you see how bad the Cardinals were without him? Ugh. You trade him away, and sure, those draft picks are worth something to you, but it's really hard not to like the guy. It is really hard not to like the guy. So Vikings getting 3 points at home. Josh Dobbs making a debut in front of those fans who I'm sure love him just as much as we do. I put this bet in earlier in the week because I didn't want to lose the +3. Vikings +3 at home versus a bad Saints team. Like, oh, God, smash it. Smash the button, put it in. I love this one. And that means it's for sure going to lose because every time that I love a game, it 100% doesn't hit. In fact, you might be better off betting against me on this one. But I just won't. I won't bet on the Saints. And I really do feel like that place is going to go crazy for Dobbs, who has his team in games every week, it seems like. So give me the 3 points. Give me the 3 points and let's freaking go. That might be the game that I watch. And I'm excited about that Niner-Jaguar game, too, and that might be the game that I watch. All right, Browns and Ravens. God, what do you do with this one? Ravens have kind of kicked the we play down to our opponent thing to the side, which is good to see. I like Lamar a lot. I was glad they changed offenses. Maybe they can assert themselves here and be a little bit dominant. But Browns defense is good. Browns defense is really good. Like, really, really good. And the Ravens laying 6.5 points is a lot. So what I'm going to tell you is I do not think that this reflects the outcome of the game. And I don't even believe in the Browns this much, but I'm going to take the 6.5 points. I'm going to bet the 6.5 points here because I think the Browns are going to try to run the ball, and it's going to turn into one of those ugly AFC North games. You know, it's just going to turn into a shitty AFC North game where the two teams just beat the crap out of each other. And in that situation, I'll take the better defense. Now, I think the Ravens' defense is fine, adequate, maybe I would say. Not overly impressive, but good enough. You know? So I'm not here to slight the Ravens' defense, but that Browns defense is elite. Like, it's top of the line. And I know they've had some bad games this year. What's going on here? I know they've had some bad games this year, but I really, really like the Browns D. And I think it's the only reason that they're 5-3. Hello, P.J. Walker. Hello, Deshaun Watson playing like dirt. Hello, Nick Chubb on IR. Like, the only reason that they're 5-3 is because that defense has been spectacular, in my opinion. So let's do it. Browns plus 6.5. And like I said, that's more about a cover than a belief that the Browns will win. But 6.5 is enough for me to take and see what we get here. Already to the afternoon games. No way. Let's go into the NFL here and double check. Did we do all the morning games? Is that it? Just, 5, 6? Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to run a commercial here as we do between the morning games and the afternoon games. And if you're a subscriber, we'll do the commercial question. If not, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Turn off the pre-roll ads and such. So we will be right back. Stills sent me a shitty commercial question. And I think it's shitty, but he got mad at me because I said it was shitty. So maybe we save that for next week since he's the one that likes it anyway. So let's see. My question this week, I put on my little board at my office, was you have to get rid of one for forever. No taste, like you can't taste food. No hair. Bald. Not body hair, just head hair. No blankets for the rest of your life when you sleep. Can't have a blanket. What was the last one? No taste, no hair, no blankets. Oh, or no music. So for the rest of your life, what do you want to get rid of? Music, blankets, the ability to taste food, or your hair? I feel like there's a lot of bald people, and so I feel like that's an easy pick. Maybe it's different for guys versus girls, but I feel like a lot of people are going to pick hair on that one. Blanket is just so tough for me. How do you fall asleep if you don't have a blanket? Like, I would literally get another mattress and put it over top of me if I couldn't have a blanket overnight. You feel like you need to have something cover you up when you go to bed. At least I do. So, blankets out. Music is tough for me. Because I've had a tenuous relationship with music recently. But how do you not have music in your life? So I think that's out. And I am just way too fat to give up tasting food. I mean, good Lord, do I love food. Actually, maybe that's why I should give that up. Be looking good. But the joy that you would lose. Not being able to taste food for the rest of your life. Could you imagine? So, let us know in the comments what your pick is. If you can still see here, let us know what you think. All right, welcome back, everybody. The commercial question was, if you have to get rid of something for the rest of time, which are you choosing? No hair, no taste, no music, or no blankets. If you have to get rid of one thing for the rest of the time, which one are you getting rid of? That is our commercial question of the day. Your options again: no hair, no taste, no music, or no blankets. No blankets is tough, man. I don't know how you do that. No blankets is tough. All right, afternoon games. Falcons at Cardinals. The Cardinals were always my favorite team to pick, plus the points, because they were scrappy. Kyler Murray coming in now. Gosh, is that official that he's starting today? Let's look. No hair for sure. Yeah, I feel like most people would pick no hair because there's a lot of bald people on the planet. But I was thinking to myself, if I had no taste, maybe I wouldn't love food as much as I do, and then I'm not as fat as I am, so maybe that's what I should pick. I can't do no blankets. No way. Can't do it. And no music is too tough for me too. So it's between hair and taste. Kyler Murray set to make season debut. Yeah, he's in. I always liked the Cardinals because they were scrappy, but man, they really looked bad last week. Do I want to blame that all on the quarterback? I don't think I do. But they are getting points at home. Okay, I'm going to go Cardinals here. And I think that Kyler Murray is a talented quarterback. There are things that he struggles with, reasons that he struggles, but I think he's a talented quarterback. I think that next year when he gets let go by the Cardinals or traded, that he's got a real opportunity if he goes to a good team to be a spark, and all of a sudden you've got a new contender somewhere. Playoff contender, not Super Bowl contender. Make sure I make that clear. Okay, so Cardinals, can I get a full field goal? How much does the full field goal cost? That's -3. I want +3. -130. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it, but I'll take the full field goal. I will bet Cardinals plus the full field goal. Kyler Murray making his debut at home. Atlanta's not an overwhelmingly believable team. And yet they could win this and be 5-5 and just Jesus, man. You know? Just Jesus. But yeah, I'll take Cardinals with Kyler Murray and a full field goal at home for the late afternoon game here or there. Lions, Chargers, that's fun. It's at least fun. Okay, so let's talk about how this game is going to go. Lions are going to try to control the game a little bit, and I think the Chargers' defense is best with a lead. So to me, this game's going to come down to can Justin Herbert get them in the end zone early and often. Dan Campbell isn't the kind of guy that wavers from his game plan too much. Ben Johnson, same thing. So I feel like the Chargers are going to have a hard time getting ahead. Chargers are going to charge or something. And I kind of trust the Lions to make this game more of a beat down battle than the Chargers want it to be. And their defense isn't built for that. You can run the ball against their defense. So give me the Lions -3 at even money. I felt like I had to bet the Chargers a lot recently, so and they keep letting me down. So give me the Lions -3 points. Believe coming off a bye. Yeah, I like the Lions here. The more I talk about it to myself, and that's part of the reason that I like to have Sturls in here chat a little bit about it. But the more I talk about it to myself, the more I like Lions -3 in LA. I don't think there's going to be a ton of Detroit people there, but I'll take the Lions -3. Okay, Giants and Cowboys. Tommy DeVito. Oh God, don't make me do it, son of a. Y'all know my rule. Don't tell a team that they're 2 scores worse than another team in the NFL. That's the rule. I never bet against 10-point plus spreads. And the numbers since like 2000, if you always took the 10 plus point spread, you're hitting at like 60%. God, I don't want to do this. I'll take the Giants plus 17 and a half. And it hurts. So let's talk me into this a little bit. They're going to run the ball. I don't think the Cowboys are particularly good. Oh, excuse me. I don't think the Cowboys are particularly good at stopping the run. Giants defense is decent. Saquon Barkley. Maybe I'll just keep saying that over and over to myself. Saquon Barkley. God, is he even playing? You know what I mean? He should be. Should be healthy, but yeah, he's playing. Hopefully they pound the rock, shorten the game, and 17 and a half is enough. Maybe don't follow me on this one. But God, over under is 38. Oof. It's low for an NFL game. All right, Commanders and Seahawks. Sneaky good matchup here. Commanders getting 6 points. Seahawks coming off an absolute pasting from the Baltimore Ravens. Commanders got a little bump from their. I always say that when teams trade away their like really good players, that everybody kind of gets a little bump from the like, hey, we're still here, we're together, we're fighting. But I think that's gone now. I kind of want to say that I think the Seahawks dominate this game, but that's 6 points. Man, that 6 points is a lot. I want to say that the Seahawks are going to dominate the game, but I also want the 6 points. Man, that's a tough one. Seahawks probably dominate up front on offense. On defense, they got the corners to cover McLaurin and what's his name? I'm going to go Seahawks here. I'm going to lay the 6 points. That team always hangs around, and after getting pasted last week, they're going to respond. They're going to respond against the Washington team that I don't really believe in. So give me the Seahawks minus 6 points there. All right, Sunday Night Football. An absolute barn burner with an over of 35 and a half. Oh, God. This game's putting me to sleep already. And it doesn't start for 12 hours. 4-4 Jets at the 4-5 Las Vegas Raiders. Jets minus 1.5. Aiden O'Connell. Man, they got the fired coach bump. Does it last another week? Do we have a Rich Bisaccia type run here? I think that Jets defense is very good. Don't get me wrong. But that Jets offense just cannot score. And they refuse to bench Zach Wilson for some reason. All right, so I'm going to go money line here and take the Raiders. Oh, God, that feels so gross. The 1.5 doesn't really matter to me. Though it probably should, because there's probably only 30 points scored in this game, so 1 point makes a difference. Zach Wilson just is so bad. I feel like we're going to see the backup quarterback, which I believe is Trevor Siemian, by the end of the game today. Raiders, happier locker room, no doubt. I mean, did you see the victory cigars after the win last week? So, happy players play better. I'm not going to hold the beginning of the year too much against them. They've got a couple really good players, and if they lean on those really good players, I think they can beat the Jets. So give me the Raiders, and I'll take a money line so I get the plus 105. Ugh. Broncos, Bills. I didn't even see your comment there, Dr. Eagle. Feel like Cowboys defense is going to have a field day. I feel like Brian Dable isn't going to let them have a field day. I think Brian Dable is going to literally hand the ball to Saquon Barkley running up the middle 60 times and just say, Tommy DeVito ain't going to lose us the game. He may not win us the game, but he's not going to lose us the game. So, we'll see. Broncos, Bills. This is a tough spot because the Bills are beat to shit on defense. I'm trying to think. Micah Hyde is out. Christian Benford is out. Trey White, obviously, out. Matt Milano, out. Daquan Jones, out. I think that's it. So 5 of your starting 11 to start the season not playing in this game for the Bills Monday night football game. Broncos, I think, found something. If they run the ball, play some solid defense, they can be tough to beat. I think 7's a lot here. I really do. I like the Broncos and the points. Now, here's how I feel about the Bills. They're a much better team, but they're 5-4. And what I would say about the Bills is that offense will turn on at some point. That offense is going to flip the switch against somebody and put up 50. Because the offense is not beat up. Defense is beat to shit, but the offense is not beat up. That offense is going to start scoring. And when they do, look out. And I sincerely mean that. You better hope that it doesn't turn on. Because that kind of offense, Josh Allen, the way that he works, even Ken Dorsey a little bit, when they start feeling it, they feel it. Like they are unstoppable. And you've seen signs of life. You've seen signs of them feeling it. At some point, the switch is going to flip, and they are really going to start dominating teams. Don't let it be against you. You know what I mean? Don't be the team that lets them flip the switch, is what I would say to the Broncos. It is an excellent running attack, the Broncos. Keep the Bills off the field, run the football. I feel like 7's a lot here. I don't bet on my own team because I feel like it's 2 rose-colored glasses. But if I did, I would take the Broncos in the 7. God, that hurts. That really does. At this point in the season, the Bills should be 7-2 and just throttling teams. And instead, they lost a couple shitty games, and it hurts, man. That hurts as a Bills fan. All right, 7-6 in this Frankfurt game, and it's not particularly interesting enough to make you sit here and watch it with me. So, I hate that Sturls wasn't here. It's basically what I'm most upset about, is that Sturls wasn't here. How am I supposed to have fun when Sturls ain't here? You know what I mean? I need his dumb answers to my commercial questions, because without them, they're just really good questions. Oh, God, his one that he has for next week is so stupid. So dumb. I don't know. And he's on the other side of it from me. I don't know how you can do that. This guy's crazy. I hope he's passed out on a bench somewhere, on a mattress on top of the, what was that, Little Caesars? Little Caesar. Caesar's Palace. All right, they're going to kick a field goal here. Okay. All right, so Colts looking to go up 10-6 after they finish up with this New England injury. They'll try to kick a field goal, and that might be the last points we see today. Who knows? All right, everybody, I love you. Thanks for watching. Remember, the way you do anything is the way you do everything, so make sure you do it right. And, we will see you later on. Enjoy your NFL football Sunday.